Welcome to the league. We have Zeth taking on Esther on orange, where the favorite looks very strong today. Aster has completely owned this rivalry, holding a staggering 78% win rate against Zeth. It's clear he's bringing that psychological edge into this specific server. The big question is if Zeth can actually find a way to break that pattern today. He's just too fast right now, extending this streak to 3 rounds. The gap in the ladder looks pretty apparent here. He's just taking everything, keeping the momentum firmly on his side. He's really putting that recent 28-8 record into action. Zeth finds a way to respond quickly, shutting down that run. He's definitely shaking off the rust from that loss on Dunes earlier. Aster secures the kill from the ramp and really puts a grip on this series. The difference in skill level is practically staring us in the face. Zeth has had some real struggles in the past with only a 38% all-time win rate. Well, he seems to be playing with a different level of confidence today. It will be interesting to see if he can actually sustain this climb back into the game. Aster is cruising now, holding a comfortable 3-round lead. Aster's consistency throughout this match has been impressive. He's refusing to go quietly, narrowing the gap back to 2. Zeth is certainly putting up a fight to keep this close. He's really digging in here, taking another round to keep this momentum swinging. We're all squared up at 6-6, and honestly, nobody expected Zeth to be this competitive. He's completely erased the gap between them for now, putting the favorite in a very tough spot. Time to see who blinks first. Aster barely clings to the lead, sitting at 7. He is definitely showing why he's sitting at rank 13. What a scrap. Zeth manages to survive the exchange and finally locks the series at a deadlock. The pressure is mounting as this match turns into a total toss-up. Simply unstoppable right now. Zeth moves into a 1-round lead as he continues his climb. Absolutely flawless on that engage, extending the run while continuing this incredible surge. He's just completely shifted the energy of this match, putting himself 3 rounds up. The underdog is completely rewriting the script in this one. Aster answers back with a tough exchange, refusing to let the match slip away. That was a close one, really just a hair on that shot. Zeth is showing incredible grit, putting himself just 2 rounds away from victory. Seeing Zeth put his opponent in a hole like this is unexpected. He's refusing to crumble, putting up a strong fight to keep this contest alive. He's definitely finding his footing now. And another quick response from Aster, putting himself right back in the thick of this. The rank 13 player looks completely recovered now. An unbelievable resurgence from Aster, who now has everything leveled at 11 all. A completely wild swing in momentum just as we hit the final stretch. He is simply on fire, moving within a single point of victory after that effortless shutdown. Absolutely incredible! Aster storms back to close out the match in spectacular fashion. Zeth really pushed him to the brink there, but the higher seed just had too much composure. What a battle! Welcome to the stream, everyone. We have Omnic and Zef facing off in Italy to see who comes out on top. Zef leads the head-to-head historical matchup with 264 wins over Omnic. This is actually the second time they faced off today, and Zef claimed the previous victory. So the question now is whether Omnic can actually shift the tide in this set. Zef is looking strong, holding a slim 2-1 edge. His edge in the rankings is starting to show. Simply a blur of speed from Zeth, securing his third straight victory. Tough stretch for a guy who struggled quite a bit today. A swift response here, securing another point and narrowing the gap. Omnic clawed back, and we are deadlocked at 3 apiece. Things are looking a bit better for the man coming off a tough 10-26 day. Zeth pushes ahead once more to claim a 4-3 lead. He is definitely the more confident player in this bracket. Zeth is currently putting a real stranglehold on this map. Capitalizing on a strong start to this set, he's managed to build a 2-round lead, and honestly, seeing him play with this level of composure is probably what separates the two of them right now. Zeth extends his lead, now sitting firmly at 6-4. He's certainly capitalizing on a favorable matchup tonight. We're looking at a dead heat now, with both of these guys trading blows relentlessly. We're heading into the break with Zeth holding a 7-5 lead. I mean, it's exactly what I wanted to see from a pairing this close. He's managing to hold on to that slight advantage, but Omnic has proven he can keep this competitive. Let's see if the momentum shifts. Zeth just barely holds his ground at 7-6. He's certainly playing to the level of his higher rating here. Zeth pulls away again, pushing the lead to 8-6. He really seems to have the upper hand in these head-to-head clashes. That was incredibly fast. We're seeing a real back and forth here, and now the score is totally reset. A perfect split. We're completely tied at 8-all. He's really fighting to erase that previous 13-8 defeat. He is completely taking over this match, claiming another effortless victory to extend his lead. Zeth quickly finds the angle to take Omnic off the wine, bringing the score back to a deadlock. Zeth is simply too fast today, picking up the pace and controlling the map from the Tetris. He's just too sharp right now, picking up 3 straight to put himself in a commanding position. He's simply unstoppable right now, just one round away from closing the map. It's an expected result for the higher rated player tonight. Unbelievable, Zeth shuts everything down and takes the win with a final clean shot. He just couldn't close the gap, and Zeth really keeps that dominance over him in this rivalry. Welcome everyone to Redline. We have Omnic taking on Esther in a match where the favorite looks very strong. Esther has this matchup historically locked down with a 75% win rate over his opponent. It's a bit surprising to see him start slow, considering he's clearly the more seasoned player in this pairing. We'll see if he can shake off the nerve. Esther holds a slim lead as we head back. He's really dominating today with a strong 28-8 record. He's completely taking over the server with another fast win. The class difference between these two is starting to show. He is just outclassing his opponent right now, taking a commanding lead. The rank 13 contender is playing exactly as expected. A sharp response from Omnic, showing some real grit to keep this fight alive. Still plenty of work to do if he wants to close the gap. Another quick reaction from him, refusing to let his opponent pull away further. Aster gets an incredible view from the ramp and shuts down that little momentum shift immediately. Both of them were fighting for the same piece of high ground there, but Esther just came out on top. Omnic has really struggled today, dropping 10 of his 16 games. Unbelievable! He barely survives that exchange, scraping through with a tiny bit of health to knock Esther off the ramp. That fight was an absolute nail-biter. He's in great form as he secures another for himself and keeps this push going. A much cleaner exchange this time for the underdog. Aster leads 7-5 as we swap sides. I mean, he's doing exactly what the numbers predicted. Omnic is fighting hard, but the top seed is simply the better shooter right now. Let's see if Omnic finds a way. A wild exchange of shots, but he survives the brawl to stay in the fight. He's proving much more stubborn than the odds suggested. Esther manages to keep the upper hand using that ramp advantage to reclaim the lead. The gap in their ratings is definitely starting to feel real here. Omnic has only a 20% win rate in his last 10 games, and honestly, this specific loss streak seems to be weighing on him. It's getting harder and harder for him to find an answer to a player like Aster. He's refusing to go quietly, delivering a textbook encounter to close the deficit to 2. He's certainly fighting the uphill battle for this series. Oh my word, he barely hangs on with a sliver of health to secure his second straight point. The pressure is starting to mount for the favorite now. Aster is still holding a 2-point cushion here. This is a tough spot for someone sitting at rank 36. The momentum is swinging back toward the favorite after those 2 fast rounds. He seems locked in after that strong showing against Zeth earlier. What an absolute brawl! Omnic barely clings to life there, digging deep to survive and keep the comeback alive. Omnic knocks him off the ramp and keeps this rally moving. We are seeing a completely different side of this series. Aster shuts the door on that comeback attempt and puts himself just 1 step away from victory. That's how a seasoned vet handles the closing moments. What a read by Omnic to clear him off the ramp and keep this series alive. The underdog is showing some surprising composure in the clutch. Simply incredible, he's forced this duel into overtime. Total deadlock now as we move into the extra frames. What a nail-biter! He barely walks away from that fight, finally dragging Omnic off the ramp to take a 1-point lead. It's a tough run for him after the tough series against Zeth. Absolute deadlock, he fights his way back to an even score in this overtime thriller. It's a complete reversal from how this match looked at the start. What a chaotic scramble. Omnic barely scrapes by to seize the lead in this overtime war. The momentum has completely flipped in these final moments. That was a flash of brilliance from Aster to tie things back up immediately. That was a lightning fast reset to bring the map back to a draw. Absolutely pristine. He puts himself in a perfect position to take control of this game. Aster delivers a clean shot to knock Omnic off the ramp, putting himself just one round away from the victory. Aster is clinging to a 1-point advantage here. Aster is clinging to a 2-point lead right now. He's certainly getting his money's worth against the 36th ranked player. Aster holds onto his narrow 3-point cushion. The momentum has completely shifted back to the favorite. Aster manages to push his lead to an 18-16 advantage. The gap between them on the ladder is smaller than it looks. Aster extends his grip to a 3-round margin. Omnic really pushed him to the limit there, but he just couldn't find that final push to close it out. What a fight! Welcome to the Berserk League. We've got Zeph and Aster facing off on Maypass, with Aster entering as the heavy favorite. Aster is comfortably in control of their head-to-head history, boasting a 78% win rate against Zeth. It's no surprise that we're seeing that confidence carry over into this match. Zeth will need to find a way to disrupt this pattern early. A fierce battle here, but he manages to emerge on top to take the 3-0 lead. He finally finds an opening and secures the first round of the match. It'll take more than one clean pick to shake off this start. Aster is dominating here, pushing the lead to 4-1. Coming into this with a heavy 28-8 record on the day. Absolute chaos there. Zeth practically barely survives that firefight to keep the pressure climbing. He just refused to go down in that one. Aster's current form is practically flawless, having won 90% of his last 10 outings. It's that relentless consistency that makes this lead feel so inevitable. Zeth is fighting an uphill battle against a player who simply doesn't leave open. Aster's just relentless, stretching this lead to 6-3. A solid result for Zeth after that tough loss to the same opponent earlier. What a scramble. He just refuses to quit, grinding out a tough win to keep this rally going. The favorite is finally starting to look vulnerable. Esther still holds a comfortable 3-round cushion. He is showing why he sits in the top 15 on the ladder. Esther holds an 8-4 lead as we head into the break. Honestly, everything is playing out exactly how we thought it would. He's just outclassing Zeth right now, keeping that 61% map win rate a reality. Time for a fresh start. Aster is just untouchable, cruising toward a huge 9-4 lead. It is tough for the number 33 seed to find any traction. Zeth holds on to a slim hope at 5-9. He needs to stay focused if he wants to bridge that rating gap. Aster is just making things way too easy for himself out here. A massive 1561 rating to maintain the pressure. The gap is just too wide here. Aster is moving through this match with ease. That's a very clean closeout to put him firmly in the driver's seat. A complete shutdown to put him just one away from the victory. The top seed is simply far too consistent today. A tough trade for both, but Zeth manages to claw back one more. He definitely had a moment of hesitation on that play. Unreal, both players were nearly gone, but Aster digs deep to secure the final kill and take the match. He's just proving too strong today, barely breaking a sweat as he puts another one in the win column. Welcome everyone, we're on Dunes today, where Omnic looks to bounce back against the slightly favored Zeth. Omnic takes control of the map immediately, picking Zeth right off that box. Definitely a strong start for the lower ranked player. Zeth holds a slight lead in their head-to-head history with 265 total rounds won, and that experience clearly carries over to this match, since he already beat Omnic in their most recent outing. It'll be interesting to see if Zeth can keep that psychological edge. Deadlock, Omnic and Zeth are completely neck and neck. He's playing with a lot more confidence than he did against Aster. Zeth is reacting incredibly fast right now. Those last few rounds have been practically instantaneous. Zeth is really pulling away with a 4-2 lead. Tough stretch for Omnic after those last few losses. The momentum has completely shifted and he's now putting a firm grip on this set. He's showing exactly why he's ranked higher on the ladder. Absolute perfection from Zeth, who looks completely unstoppable right now. He is simply on another level right now, securing a 5th straight victory. Zeth manages to pick him off the box for another win, extending his lead to A2. Omnic manages to catch him on the box for a clean round. A timely spark for the lower rated side. Zeth takes an 8-4 lead into the break. Honestly, his 6-round run of success has him firmly in charge here. Omnic is struggling to find an answer for those aggressive plays. Time for a fresh start. Omnic historically maintains a 41% win rate on this map, and that long-term success seems to be paying off in this current stretch. He's managing to turn the tide just as we're getting into the second half. He's just relentless, closing the gap with another effortless victory. Zeth responds instantly to hold that momentum. He's fighting for a better spot in that bottom third of the ladder. Zeth still holds a comfortable cushion at 10-7. That puts a lot of pressure on the lower rated player right now. Zeth completely shuts him down in a blink, keeping the momentum firmly in his favor. A complete shutout as Zeth puts himself just 1 point away from victory. The higher seed has completely taken over this series. A huge stop here as Omnic drops him off the box to stay alive. He's fighting uphill against an opponent who's consistently performed at a higher level. Another clean kill for Omnic, who is refusing to let this match slip away quietly. He's proving that the pre-match rankings might be a bit misleading. Game over. Zeth closes out the series with a fast final kill to secure the win. He's really chewing through this bracket today. Omnic put up a hell of a fight, but he just couldn't close it out. Welcome to the Berserk League. We've got Omnic and Aster facing off on orange, with the favorite looking strong today. Aster has won a huge amount of their previous head-to-head encounters, taking about 75% of their meetings. It's a gap in experience that's really showing early on. We'll see if Omnic can find a way to break that mental wall. Absolutely crushing it right now. The momentum is completely shifted in his favor. He's just too fast right now, securing another clean victory to reach a 4-round surge. The onslaught continues and he's simply not letting up on his opponent. His current form is just a nightmare for anyone he faces. Finally a breakthrough for Omnic, who gets a fast kill to stop the slide. He's certainly putting up a fight against one of the top 15. Omnic is coming off a rough day with a 10 and 26 record. It makes this sudden push for 3 straight rounds even more impressive. If he can actually close the gap, it would be a massive result given how one-sided the ratings look. What a turnaround. He's on fire right now, securing a 4th straight point. The underdog is finally starting to claw his way back into this. Unbelievable. Aster barely escapes that exchange, hanging on with just a sliver of health. He's been on an absolute tear throughout his matches today. Aster holds a steady 3-point lead as we head in. He is certainly playing like the higher ranked side today. Aster takes an 8-4 lead into the break. I mean, everything is playing out exactly as we thought it would. Omnic showed a spark, but the rating gap is still the defining story here. Time to swap sides. Aster stays in total control with a 9-4 cushion. He's showing why he's currently sitting at rank 13. Omnic is struggling to keep pace with a 9-5 deficit. His overall track record is quite a bit lower than his opponent's. Goodness, what a frantic exchange! Aster barely survives that shootout with a handful of health left. He's absolutely refusing to go down today. Aster pulls further ahead now, leading 10-6. He's definitely looking for some redemption after that previous clash on red line. Aster is starting to pull away again, putting some serious distance between himself and his opponent. The gap in skill is clearly evident here. Omnic is really fighting for every single point here, refusing to let this match just slide away. An effortless shot to secure another round. Aster is now just 1 away from victory. He's truly dominating the pace of this duel. A wild fight there, but Omnic manages to survive the trade and take this one. He's showing a lot of heart in the face of that ranking difference. And that is it. Aster shuts the door with a crisp final shot to secure the series. He's just completely untouchable right now, putting a huge exclamation point on what's been a flawless day of play. Welcome to the arena. Zeth and Esther are ready to go, though Esther enters as the strong favorite here. Esther strikes first, catching Zeth completely off guard while he was holding that ramp. Expected start from the higher rated player. Esther enters this duel with a massive lifetime win rate of 68%. It's clear he's translating that consistency into today's result. Zeth is fighting an uphill battle given their long-term history, so we'll see if he can find any opening to slow the momentum. Esther is dominating, holding a commanding 3-1 lead. Esther is making this look easy, ending these exchanges in a heartbeat. The top quartile skill set is on full display. Esther keeps the pressure on, picking him off from the Tetris platforms. He's absolutely cruising after a strong 29-7 run today. He just can't find an answer for this momentum. A total shutout as the lead grows. Zeth finally answers back, securing a clean kill from the ramp. A huge confidence boost for the number 33 seed. Esther holds a dominant edge in their head-to-head history, winning nearly 80% of their encounters. It's evident that Zeth has struggled to find a viable strategy against him across their entire career. It will take a massive swing in confidence to reverse that trend today. Esther still controls the pace, leading 7-4. Zeth is starting to look like a real threat. Esther holds a 7-5 lead going into the break. You know, things are playing out exactly as we expected. Zeth is hanging in there, but the favorite is comfortably in the driver's seat. Let's see how the switch plays. What an absolute scramble. He barely survives that encounter, clinging to just 3 health. Heart-pounding finish there. He really walked a tightrope on that last one. Esther is just too sharp today, shutting down Zeth's attempt to play from that ramp. He's firmly in control, exactly as he was in their previous clash. He's back in command, instantly erasing Zeth's brief spark of a run. Unbelievable efficiency from Esther, who just outplayed him to stay a step ahead. Zeth manages to put him down off the ramp to secure another round. Finally, a crack in the armor for the favorite side. Zeth is really putting on a clinic right now, just clearing Esther off that ramp for another point. A rare sight to see the lower ranked player holding his own like this. That was immediate. Esther shuts things down and moves into a position to end this series. His raw talent is just too much to overcome in this series. Zeth comes through with a huge answer here, barely sustaining a scratch in that exchange. A huge play there to keep the hope alive. Absolutely flawless ending. Esther closes it out with an incredible shot to secure the victory. Zeth put up a really respectable fight here, but he just couldn't keep pace with that kind of firepower. Welcome to the stream. Omnic and Zeth are facing off on fast aim to see who can reach 13 rounds first. Zeth wasted no time there, catching Omnic right as he climbed the ramp. Omnic is currently in a deep slump with just a 10% win rate over his last 10 games, and it's clearly starting to weigh on him here. He's really fighting an uphill battle against a player who already has the edge in their overall rivalry. Absolutely crushing it. He just can't be stopped right now. This is mirroring that 13-9 series they just played. He is completely in control, ending the round in the blink of an eye. He manages to find the opening here, getting his first point on the board. The ratings are close, so the underdog can definitely hold his own. Zeth is really piling on the pressure here, taking control of the map and pushing his lead to 6. He's certainly getting his money's worth today. That was a real scrap on the ramp, but Omnic managed to hold his ground. He's desperately needing a few more of these to flip the script. Omnic is currently sitting at a 10-26 record for the day. You know, but he's showing way more confidence now that he's finally broken through. He has the resilience to close this gap if Zeth continues to slip. Wow, a total firefight there, and the comeback continues with another round for the trailing player. Total shift in energy as the lead starts to shrink. Zeth secures a tight victory while battling on the ramp. Zeth is maintaining that slight advantage seen in the rankings. Zeth holds a 7-5 lead heading into the break. This feels exactly like the matchup we expected. Both guys are trading blows and this should come down to the wire. Sides are swapping. Let's get back in. He's showing real grit now, securing a perfectly clean shot to keep this rally going. He's playing with a lot more fire than in those previous matchups. Zeth just barely holds onto a 2-round lead. The higher seed is proving too difficult to shake. Zeth is firmly in the driver's seat at 9-6. His superior rank is finally starting to translate into results. A stunningly fast reaction, and he just keeps climbing back into this match. Zeth secures the advantage from the window, and now he's just 3 rounds away from wrapping this up. He's definitely looking for that second straight win of the day. He's refusing to go away, clawing back another round to keep the dream alive. The momentum shift is real, mirroring his recent success against Frost. He uses the height advantage on the ramp to shut Zeth down and bring the score to 9-10. Incredible. He just erased that deficit completely, bringing us back to an even split. Zeth holds that high ground on the ramp to reclaim a 1-round lead. That Zeth edge in their head-to-head history is still showing. He just refuses to stay down, equalizing the score with a pristine shot. He just completely outdueled Zeth, moving one step closer to a miracle victory. Absolutely intense. He brings it all, even pushing this fight straight into overtime. Pure chaos as they fight for every inch of ground. Zeth just manages to hold that ramp and puts himself in a great position to close this out. His consistency has been the story of their entire history together. Zeth shuts the door on the ramp, keeping the pressure high as he takes a commanding lead in the extra frames. Omnic holds his ground on the ramp to shut down the momentum and keep this fight alive. He needs this exact kind of energy to stay competitive. He just couldn't find a way to trade back. That's a familiar sight for the two of them. What a brutal exchange. But he manages to dig deep and secure the trade. Both of them are just refusing to let this game end. And there it is. Zeph finishes it off with a perfect shot to take the series. Omnic put up a hell of a fight in those extra rounds, but he just couldn't get that last push over the line. What a battle. Welcome everyone to Mapes. We have Omnic and Aster facing off today, with Aster entering this matchup as the clear favorite. Aster has been absolutely dominant in their head-to-head history, winning about 75% of their matches together, and the current scoreline is just mirroring that trend. Honestly, Omnic is facing a real uphill battle here given the gap in their recent form. Another effortless kill as the streak reaches 3. He's coming in with plenty of confidence after a strong 29-6 day. He's simply not letting up, taking full control of the early game. Omnic is really struggling to find a way back in here. Finally, a response from Omnic, ending that run and getting a round on the board. That's a huge confidence boost for a player ranked 37th. He's starting to build some real steam, pulling off a very sharp second straight round. Omnic has a pretty tough road ahead considering his 10% win rate over the last 10 games. It's a heavy weight to carry when you're constantly fighting against the downward trend. He'll need a serious shift in momentum to keep this from becoming a blowout. He's completely shut down any hope of a comeback, taking his third straight. The skill gap is glaring right now. Another quick reflex play that puts him in total control of this match. The gap between rank 12 and 37 is on full display. A clean finish here to keep the score respectable before the break. He's managed to keep the pressure on just before the switch. Aster leads 8-4 going into the break. Well, the favorite is doing exactly what we expected. He's keeping a firm grip on the server, showing why he's comfortably in the top 12 rankings. Time to see if the roles shift. Omnic strikes back, bringing the gap down to 8-5. This looks like a totally different series than their previous meeting today. Aster stretches his lead further, now sitting at 9. The gap in their career totals is staggering, with Aster holding a massive lead. Aster is just too quick right now. He's making this look easy as he pulls away from the series. Aster is playing at the level that just seems unreachable today. Aster pushes the advantage further, now leading 10-6. Aster is just barely giving Omnic any room to breathe right now. He's essentially mirroring the results from their last meeting on Blame Orange. It's becoming a back and forth affair as the match enters its final stages. He needs to stay focused after that tough 14-16 loss to Zeth. That's a huge read by Aster, putting him just one step away from the victory. The higher seed is just refusing to let the game slip. Omnic stays alive in this fight, scoring a clean point to keep his hopes flickering. It takes a lot of grit to push this deep into the set. He's found another gear, securing his second straight to keep the pressure on. He's finally showing the kind of fight we hope to see today. And there it is. Aster closes out the series with a final lightning-fast shot. He's just completely owning them up today, cementing that top 12 spot with another professional performance. Welcome everyone to today's match on Italy. We have Zef and Aster facing off, with Aster entering as the heavy favorite. Aster has historically held a massive grip on this rivalry, winning nearly 80% of their previous meetings. It makes this early lead for Zef even more surprising given how rarely he's been able to secure an advantage in the past. It'll be interesting to see if he can actually sustain this. Zef is really hitting up with a 2-1 lead. The top quartile talent is starting to show. Aster has completely flipped the script here, quickly erasing Zef's early lead. He's showing why he's currently sitting at 12 on the ladder. Zef has clawed back into a 3-2 lead, unexpectedly taking the fight to a much more consistent opponent. We are all squared up at 3-all now, coming off a massive 30-6 day so far. Aster is starting to build some serious momentum here, really putting the pressure on Zef. Neither player is budging. We're deadlocked at 4 apiece. Zef is showing he can compete, even with the disparity in their ranks. Aster just edges ahead with a narrow 5-4 lead. He's been remarkably consistent across his 30-6 game run today. Zef has an all-time win rate of only 38%, and we're seeing those struggles translate into a real deficit here. The gap in their current form is just too wide to ignore. It's becoming a steep climb for him to close this gap. Aster holds a narrow 7-5 advantage heading into the break. Things are going exactly as predicted so far. Zef is fighting hard, but the favorite is still in the driver's seat. Time to see who blinks first. He's staying aggressive and refuses to go away, bringing the deficit down to just 1. The pressure is really mounting on the favored side now. Absolute poise from Zef, who has now leveled the playing field. This looks a lot like that 11-13 nail-biter against his last encounter. Aster regains the edge, moving ahead 8-7. Aster stretches the gap to a 2-round lead. His recent 13-8 win over Zef is echoing through these rounds. He's refusing to buckle, quickly shutting things down to bring this close. That was an incredibly fast exchange. Aster is now firmly in control with a 10-8 lead. It's getting harder for Zef to find a way back into this. Zef has to find a way to break this sequence or the match will slip away in a hurry. A complete shutdown of the opposition, putting the pressure firmly on Zef. His current form is just overwhelming for Zef right now. Unbelievable. He barely clings to life in that scrap to secure the final round and the match. Zef put up a hell of a fight today, but he just couldn't find a way to stop the bleeding at the end. What a battle. Welcome back to the league. Omnic and Zed are facing off on orange to see who can claim victory today. Zed is already leaning on a slight edge in their head-to-head history, having won 51% of their lifetime matches against Omnic. It's a trend we're seeing again today after their very close encounter on Fast Aim just a short while ago. This is a tough spot for Omnic to shake off. What a scramble! Both players were shredded, but Zed barely scraped through with his life. He's definitely fighting a brutal stretch of form lately. Zed is really rolling now with a 3-1 lead. His recent struggle in the last 10 looks like it's carrying over. Absolute precision. He just completely shut that down, taking his 5th round of the match. He's just completely taking over now, securing 4 straight in a row. He's really capitalizing on the momentum from their previous set today. Finally, a break in the action as Omnic manages to answer back. A desperate push for some stability from the number 37 seed. Wow, a complete war of attrition. Zed barely walks away from that disaster. He's really making the most of his higher ladder placement today. Omnic has struggled throughout the day, coming in with a 10-25 record across his last 15 matches. And it makes this current run of Resistencia even more impressive given the weight of those recent losses. He's definitely fighting for some confidence right now. Unbelievable! He barely escapes that exchange with a sliver of health to reclaim the momentum. Zed takes a commanding 9-3 lead into the break. This is way more one-sided than anyone expected for this pairing. He's just outclassing Omnic in every single duel so far. Omnic needs a total reset here. Zed is practically cruising with a 10-3 cushion. His recent form is a night and day difference compared to the other side. Zed is just far too quick for him right now, making the short work of another round. Looking like a predictable outcome given the gap in their ratings. Omnic just needed one highlight reel play to pull himself back into the game. It's rare to see the lower seed stay this competitive. Omnic is starting to chip away at that lead, proving he's not just going to hand this one over. The ladder gaps aren't meaning much in this specific matchup. A total shutdown as he extends his current run to 3 straight. He's showing some serious resilience despite the rating disadvantage. That was a lightning fast exchange, leaving Zed just 1 round away from victory. He's really showing why the odds makers put him as the favorite tonight. Omnic refuses to go quietly, putting up a fierce response to keep the dream alive. Zed's hold on this match is starting to slip. Absolute chaos there. Omnic clings to life by a threat to force another round. A heart-stopping sequence of plays for the underdog. Game over! Zed shuts the door with a perfect finish to secure the victory. Omnic really stepped up his game to make this a battle, but he just couldn't find the closing gear. What a fight! Welcome everyone, we're on Dunes for this duel between Omnic and the heavily favored Aster. Aster has held the upper hand in 75% of their previous matchups. It makes this opening round really surprising given how much he usually controls the pace. We have to see if this is just a fluke or a genuine shift in momentum. Aster takes a commanding 2-1 lead heading into round 4. He has been on a roll lately, putting up a serious number of wins today. Things are starting to heat up now that we've got a dead heat on our hands. He's definitely not letting that recent defeat on Mappas get in his head. Aster edges ahead, putting the pressure on Omnic now. Aster's presence is felt here, mirroring that 13-9 result from Mappas. Omnic fights back to make it a 3-all deadlock. A real battle of nerves from the lower-seeded player. These matches are just flying by. The speed of these encounters is absolutely wild. What a scrap! Both of them were nearly empty, but Aster manages to scrap through with a tiny fraction of health. Aster holds a slim lead as we hit round 9. He's really struggling to shake off a tough run of form. Pure chaos as Omnic forces a 5-5 tie. Hard to believe we're seeing the number 12 rated player in this spot. Aster is starting to pull away again, looking very comfortable as he extends his lead. A very tough day so far for the lower ranked player. We're all square at 6 apiece. Omnic is playing way above his usual level here. He's completely stalled the momentum of a player who typically wins 75% of their head-to-heads. Time to see who blinks first. Aster really makes the most of that height advantage to secure another round. The difference in their experience is showing on the big stage. Aster is really leaning into a stellar day, putting up an impressive 35 record over the last 24 hours. So, yeah, that confidence is clearly fueling the second half surge. It's becoming a very uphill climb for Omnic. He's simply too fast right now, extending that lead to a 4-round streak. A huge climb now for the 37th ranked player. He makes it look effortless from that elevated spot, putting him just 2 rounds away from victory. A quick reaction from Omnic to stop that run in its tracks. Still a massive mountain to climb from where they started. Omnic is really putting up a fight here, narrowing the gap and refusing to go quietly. A huge swing of fortune for a guy who's mostly been struggling today. Aster secures a gritty win to put himself just 1 round away from victory. He's looking far more composed than he did during that 13-11 nail-biter against Zeno. Omnic finds a crucial opening from the box to stay in this match. A clean look from that angle to keep things interesting. Unbelievable, Aster shuts the door right there to close out the series. He really proved why he's in the top 12 today. Omnic put up a respectable fight, but he just couldn't keep up with those peak moments. Welcome to the arena. We have Zed taking on Aster today, though the favorite is certainly looking strong here. What a scramble! Zed manages to edge out the win while barely clinging to life. A surprising start for a higher rated player in this set. Aster is usually the one who takes control, having won 79% of their head-to-head matchups. He's looking way too passive right now. It'll be interesting to see if he can actually adjust his approach to stop this slide. A sharp reaction from Aster to grab this round and keep things competitive. Zeth is absolutely dominating this series at 4-1. It's a shock, considering Aster has been so dominant in his last 10. What a firefight! Both players were shredded in that exchange, but Zeth manages to walk away as the survivor. Hard to believe based on the ranking difference. Zeth just can't be stopped right now, securing his third straight victory. Everything seems to be going against him today. A complete shutdown as Aster secures the fastest kill of the set so far. Zeth is currently fighting from a precarious place in our rating, sitting at number 33 among the active field. So yeah, it's an incredible effort to be this far ahead against a player in the top quartile. He's truly defying the odds in this one. Zeth holds a commanding 7-4 lead as we restart. The momentum shift mirrors their last encounter on Italy P. Zeth enters the break up 7-5, and honestly, he's playing the role of the spoiler perfectly. It's rare to see him fight back this hard against such a strong opponent. Time to shake things up. Unreal, he survives a total slugfest with just a sliver of health left. Seriously, an insane level of composure to recover from that. Aster is refusing to go away, claiming another clean win to keep the pressure on. Another dominant piece of play from Aster, who looks determined to bridge this gap. A complete 180 compared to that close call in round 13. And he does it again. We are completely deadlocked at 8-8. He's finally playing like the heavy favorite we expected. He's simply too fast right now, carving through the competition to take the lead. The gap is closing rapidly as Zeth struggles to find a response. The surge continues. He is just completely overwhelmed by that level of execution. Aster is just on a tear right now, taking his 6th straight round to put himself in a great spot. The gap in their overall rankings is starting to show. Absolutely stifling performance from Aster, who now needs just a single round to finish this. That gives him a sliver of breathing room. Impressive grit from Zeth, who keeps his cool to put a huge dent in Aster's momentum. Zeth is simply refused to back down, securing another fast win to push this to the absolute limit. What a performance! Aster completes the incredible comeback, sealing the victory with that final kill. Zeth really forced him to sweat it out today, putting up a fight that we haven't seen in their history together. He had to earn every single point in that one. What a fight! Welcome everyone to Mapas. We have Omnic and Zeth facing off today, with Zeth entering as the slight favorite. Omnic is currently fighting through a rough stretch after losing 10 straight matches. It's surprising to see him start so sharp, given that he struggled so much today. We'll see if he can keep this momentum going. Omnic's really heating up, leading 2-1. The rank advantage isn't translating for him so far. What a scrap! He barely walks away from that exchange alive. That's an unexpected turn given their history together. He just completely shuts Zeth down with an effortless burst. A complete reversal from their last meeting on Orange. Unreal. He's simply not letting up, securing another rapid victory. He's just completely taken over this match, extending his lead to 6-1. Zeth finally responds with a clean shot to get back on the board. He needs to find more consistency if he wants to close this out. Zeth has an all-time edge over Omnic in over 500 matches. You can see that familiarity starting to kick in as he claws back into this game. Now the pressure is really on Omnic to keep his composure. Zeth is simply on fire right now, keeping the pressure high as he chases down this early lead. The lead is practically gone now. We're all squared up at 6 apiece. The momentum has swung wildly for both players in this first half. It is a huge relief for Omnic to be tied here, after those 10 straight losses he suffered recently. Time to see who blinks first. Absolute insanity. He barely manages to survive that shootout, walking away with practically nothing left. That was a heart-stopping finish for the leader. And just like that, Omnic forces another deadlock at 7. The gap on the ladder is barely a factor in this one. Zeth digs in and secures the lead, proving he's not going away easily. The higher rank is starting to make a difference in the closer moments. Zeth is showing impressive grit, walking away from that exchange completely unscathed. He is definitely playing the role of the favorite now. The charge continues. He's completely shifted the energy of this match with a 3rd straight win. What a response. Omnic answers back immediately, proving he can still weather the storm. The gap in skill isn't as wide as we expected. He's staying composed and refuses to let this match slip away. He's showing a lot of heart today. He keeps the pressure mounting as he continues this impressive climb back into the game. The favorite is clearly finding his 2nd wind right now. A cautious approach here, but Omnic eventually finds the opening for a completely clean finish. Zeth really needs to steady himself now. Zeth proves he's an absolute wall today, standing tall as he reaches match point. He's really leaning into that top tier rating now. What a performance! Zeth closes it out perfectly to secure the victory. An incredible showing by Omnic to push it this far, but his nerves just couldn't hold up at the finish. He fought a valiant battle, hard-fought win. Welcome to Redline. We've got Omnic taking on the heavily favored Aster in today's match. Good luck to both. Aster starts strong, quickly putting down Omnic while he was holding the ramp. He's certainly bringing that top quartile class to the server today. Omnic has clearly struggled today with an 828 record over the last day. He's fighting an uphill battle against a player who generally owns this matchup. This level of persistence is exactly what he needs to stay in the game. Aster is just relentlessly cruising with a 3-1 lead. The historical head-to-head really tells the story here. He's completely taking control of the server now, racking up another fast victory. Aster has completely shut him down throughout the day so far. Omnic earns a huge point from the ramp, showing some real grit here. Definitely a confidence boost for the underdog right here. He's just too fast, picking Aster right off that ramp to keep this momentum shifting. The pressure is really starting to mount for the favorite now. Unbelievable, he's completely erased that early deficit, bringing us back to a dead heat. The script has completely flipped on this match. A quick response from the favorite to claw back a slight edge. The class difference is a huge factor in this series. What a scrap! He barely scrapes by with a tiny fraction of health remaining. It's a tough run for the rank 40 player right now. He barely survives a chaotic exchange to keep this run going. He's putting together a really dominant day so far. Aster takes the 8-4 lead heading into the break. I mean, everything here is going exactly as we thought it would. He's comfortably in the driver's seat, though Omnic did show a bit of fight. Let's see if Omnic finds an answer. Aster has absolutely dominated this rivalry over 500 matches, and honestly, that psychological edge is still showing. He's been walking a razor's edge with those narrow survivals lately, but the sheer skill difference keeps him in control. Aster is quickly reclaiming the momentum, catching Omnic out on the ramp for another fast round. A sharp reaction from the ramp as Omnic keeps this fight alive. The underdog is making this look like a real contest. Just a total shutdown, and he's now sitting on 2 straight as the gap closes further. Aster maintains a slim 2-point cushion for now. He's looking very composed after that dominant run over the last few hours. Aster is putting a real squeeze on him now, moving within striking distance of the finish line. Another effortless victory for the leader, moving him just 1 step away from the win. And that is it! A clean final shot secures the victory for Aster. It's just a tough day at the office for Omnic, who couldn't find a way to break through that wall today. Welcome to the Berserk League. We've got Zeth and Aster facing off on Italy, where the favorite looks very strong today. Aster has historically dominated this rivalry with 79% of the wins, and that total control usually means Zeth has a very steep hill to climb. We'll see if he can actually push this to a close series. Aster's holding a commanding 2-1 lead right now. He's been on fire today with 32 wins. He's completely shut down the opposition, taking full control of this opening set. The gap between these two on the ladder is starting to show. He's just unstoppable right now, picking up another fast point for a huge lead. A rough day so far for the number 33 seed. Zeth answers back immediately with a spotless sequence to chip away at the lead. The underdog is refusing to just roar over here. Another lightning fast response from him, keeping the pressure on to narrow that gap. Aster has a nearly perfect run lately with a 12-win streak over his last 10 games. And it's clear that momentum is proving too much for Zeth to handle. It will take something special from the underdog to flip the script here. Incredible grit from the underdog to force a tie here. Complete reversal from how this series started. Aster edges back in front with a slim 1-point lead. The skill gap is staring Zeth right in the face. It's 7-5 in favor of Aster, and it's a fairly standard start given how much the number 11 seed has owned this head-to-head matchup. We'll see if Zeth can keep the score this close after the switch. Fresh start for both players now. Aster's pulling away again with an 8-5 advantage. That top quartile skill really shines through when the pressure mounts. Aster is really cruising now at 9-5. The consistency from the 11 seed is just striking. Zeth just managed to break a nasty 3-round slide from Aster, showing a bit of resilience here. Zeth really needs to build some momentum from here. He's completely untouchable right now, refusing to let the lead slip further away from him. Aster just strengthens his grip to a 10-7 lead. The number 11 seed is really showing his class here. Aster is really closing in on the finish line now, just 2 more and he'll put this away. His level of play is simply a different tier. Zeth is really fighting back here, refusing to let his map slip away completely. Still a huge gap in their overall lifetime win rates. That was completely one-sided, putting the favorite just 1 round away from the victory. Everything about this server just screams that he is the better player. Game over? Aster shuts the door with a perfect final sequence to claim the victory. Zeth really tried to put up a fight mid-game, but he just couldn't maintain that pace. Aster remains a total nightmare for him to play against. Welcome to the show. We've got Omnic and Zeth facing off on fast aim to see who can take the lead. Omnic is coming in with a tough 729 record over the last day. He's definitely looking for a change in fortune after that long losing streak, especially since Zeth already holds the edge in their head-to-head history. We'll see if he can maintain this early lead. Zeth manages to hold his ground on the ramp and gets the trade back. A nice response from the higher seeded player. Omnic is using that height to his advantage on the ramp to stretch out this lead. Exactly what the lower rated player needs to see early on. Unbelievable! Zeth barely scrapes through that battle on the ramp with a tiny sliver of health left. A battle between two players who really know each other's game. We are completely deadlocked at 3-all right now. He's firmly in control of the mental game right now. He is simply too fast right now, claiming his third straight victory. His overall lead in their history is starting to show. Omnic bounces back instantly, evening things up at 4 apiece. A critical point for Zeth to rediscover his composure. Zeth pushes ahead again, taking a narrow 5-4 lead. Omnic is really making the most of that ramp position to keep this series neck and neck. Both players are fighting purely for ground right now. Zeth is just too sharp, shutting things down from the window to pull ahead by 2. Zeth really seems to have his number throughout their long history. We're sitting at a 6-6 tie heading into the break. I mean, both players are playing exactly to their level here. This is a dead heat that should come right down to a few final clips. Clean slate for both. Omnic is really putting on the pressure now, having just outplayed Zeth right off the ramp. The higher ranked player is really feeling the pressure now. Omnic is really making a statement by taking 3 rounds in a row. Well, that's an impressive surge considering he's traditionally struggled against Zeth over their long history. It'll be interesting to see if he can keep this pace up and actually close out the series. Zeth takes the upper hand from the ramp and the momentum is firmly shifting back in his direction. The skill gap is barely showing with this deadlock. Zeth is on fire, picking him right off the ramp to extend the streak. Zeth just seemed completely locked in during their last meeting too. He completely shuts him down on the ramp, securing another victory to extend the run. Omnic secures a fast finish to keep the deficit at just 1. A tough spot for the lower rated player to climb out of. A perfect stalemate as we hit 10 apiece. A surprising turnaround given his recent struggle against Esther. Zeth is quickly reclaiming the momentum here, refusing to let Omnic build up any real speed. These two are just trading blows back and forth. It's anyone's game now. He's really pushing the pace now despite being the lower seed. A completely clean sequence by Zeth to put himself on the verge of victory. Omnic puts a stop to that run from the ramp, forcing this entire battle into overtime. Neither player seems to have a clear advantage as we enter the extra period. Zeth is reacting so quickly right now, he's making the shots look almost too easy. A lightning fast kill to put him in a commanding spot. We are witnessing a real war of attrition here, with neither player able to pull away for more than a single round. Absolutely cold-blooded in that exchange. Zeth is simply too efficient here, securing another huge win and moving just one step away from victory. Just a sheer showcase of confidence from him right now. Absolutely staggering. Zeth closes it out with a lightning fast finish to secure the map. Omnic really stepped up today and forced that overtime, but he just couldn't find the final gear. He'll be gutted after a performance like that. What a fight! Welcome to Dunes. We've got Omnic taking on Esther today, with the top-seeded favorite looking to keep a huge winning streak alive. Omnic has really struggled today with a 6-win and 30-loss record. It's clear he's fighting an uphill battle given the massive disparity in their all-time success rates. Aster will be looking to assert control early to avoid any surprises here. What a frantic exchange! Both players took heavy damage, but he manages to outlast his opponent to keep the streak alive. Aster answers back with a clean finish to get on the board. The pressure is definitely on the favorite to close this gap. Omnic is just dominating this 4-1 lead. The A-list side of the ladder is definitely feeling some heat. Omnic is just cruising along with a 5-1 lead. Aster just shut that down quickly, taking out the high ground and refusing to let his opponent pull further away. Omnic just took control of the map from the box and is really starting to put some distance between himself and Aster. Omnic is putting up a massive fight despite his last 24 hours being a total nightmare, and honestly, it's a complete reversal of their history, where Aster usually dominates this matchup. This is a total shocker given how wide the gap is between them on the ladder. Aster lands a quick shot to tighten things up just a bit. Omnic takes a huge 9-3 lead into the break. I mean, he's completely flipped the script on a player who usually wins 75% of their encounters. Aster needs a serious reset if he wants to recover from this deficit. Let's see if Aster finds his rhythm. Omnic is simply relentless, pushing his lead to 10-3. A total shock for the 11th highest rated player in the league. Omnic isn't giving an inch, effortlessly picking Aster right off the box. The momentum shift is shocking given how easily he dropped their last game. Aster finally gets a spark, putting an end to that streak of quick losses. He has been an absolute force throughout the day. He's simply too fast. One more round and he'll secure the victory. A totally clean execution to take full control here. He manages to scramble back into things, keeping the hope alive for now. A nice steady play to put a dent in that lead. He's staying sharp, shutting down that momentum with another quick kill. That's a very fast double win to slow things down. What a finish! He closes the door on this match with a final burst to Aster. He just walked right through the favorite, proving that the ranking doesn't always tell the full story tonight.